as far as posting stuff to YouTube. People will be able to watch that. Has anybody caught any of the Saturday trainings went back and was able to watch them on there or something? So, cool. Is that already running?
Yep.
All right. So yeah, we're going to call this the going to and going through 1,000 leads, okay? It's going to be a little long because there's multiple facets to getting a lot of leads. But the biggest problem that everybody has in Primerica is leads. Abby and Henry and I had a little talk the other day. I'm like, all right, what are you good at? What do you not mind doing? What do you enjoy doing? Well, I enjoy doing kitchen tables. I enjoy doing interviews. I enjoy doing fast start planners. I enjoy making phone calls with my recruits and helping them get going. I love to help people study for their test. All the things that like really take skill, took time to build. They had to take time to learn how to do those things, get good at those things. Follow me? Not the things that are natural to you when you come here. They had to learn the fast start planner. They had to learn how to do a kitchen table. They learned all those kind of things. I'm like, all right, so why do you think your business isn't maybe going as fast as you want it to? What do you not like to do? Or how many people do you have to call right now? You see what I mean? And then the problem is always, I don't got nobody to call. I don't have any leads. I don't want to prospect to get new leads. That's typically people's problem. So the problem is that two things. You don't network enough, probably. Sitting down with Nico and I interviewed the other day, he's new to the team, and we were sitting, and I gave him my card, and then he gave me his card to talk about their family business as well. So it was like, oh, we detail, they work on fleets of trucks and all kinds of stuff like that. And it was like telling me about their business when I told him about my business. That's called networking. You know what I mean? That when you have a job, though, that's why people with jobs, when they come here because we have jobs, we don't do that because we don't. Well, I'm a nurse over at Methodist. If you ever cut your finger off, come in and visit us. Right. You know what I mean? You're not. Does that make sense? You're not selling why you should visit our particular, place or whatever. Right. Next time you have a major laceration, you can come on down. Text me ahead of time. I'll meet you at the door. It's not. You don't do that. So with jobs, but business owners network all the time. They understand that it's really important. If I have a restaurant, the biggest problem you have in the restaurant industry or any business is obscurity. People just don't know you're in business. It's just, you could have more customers if 1 million people in your local area knew you had a business. If you only captured a fraction of that quantity of people, you would have a banging business. Make sense? The problem is they don't know you are there. They don't know. Crap, I know people that drive right by places all the time. I didn't even know it exists. Right? My jeweler the other day, when I was in there, got my ring fixed up a little bit, and I was in a jeweler, and he was telling about a client that lives in Valpo. He says he drives to and from Maryville all the time, and he says, you've seen my billboard on 30, and he goes, what are you talking about? He says, I got 2 billboards, one going to Valpo, one coming back from Valpo. You've never seen the billboard? No, man, I've never seen a billboard. I say, see, we're blind to that stuff. Right. Billboard companies or billboard salesmen act like, it's the greatest thing since sliced bread, but the reality is clearly people are blind to this crap. There's so many of them. Right. So the biggest problem is we have a networking problem. We have a name list problem. We don't have enough people who know who we are, what we do, right? So I think that's why the Silent Partner program is so powerful. To talk to people about being a silent partner with us. Come get a license, hang your license with us in a referral status. Then all you simply do is kind of pass people to us and we can pay you. Right? You should be able to recruit everyone. State of Illinois, absolutely. You should be able to get them to join up because they get a temporary license. Look, let me just prove to you that I can make you some money. I literally said that to the lady yesterday, right? I said, look, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being I don't like money, don't need any money, don't talk to me about money. 10, I need an extra $1,000 this month. That would be super helpful. Where do you land? She goes at 10. I said, perfect. I'm going to make you $1,000 this month. Let's roll. In Illinois, that's fairly easy because I get her temp license, go make 3-4 sales, plus her bonus money. That's in the bag. Right? So But in Indiana, same thing. Look, you know, you got to go take an 80-question test that's multiple choice that you have to get a 66% on. I mean, you know, I don't know if they've actually done this, but there's a great possibility that a chimp could pass this test. You know, so like, you'll be okay. You know what I mean? And make it sound maybe a little easier than it is, right? So, because you don't want to run them off, right? You don't want to make them think it's going to be hard. So, you're going to be all right, Steph. she's like, you know, I know a few of you guys got that test scheduled right now. You're like, Josh just said a chimp could do it. Isn't that great? You know, so there's a power in a lot of leads. I did a talk one time with John Lavin and on the East Coast with Saffords and stuff about 1,000 leads. There's something really great about having like 1,000 leads in your pocket. Because you like, if you call somebody, Lauren, and they're like, I don't want to join, do you care? When you have 3 names and numbers, you care. You know, you're like, oh, stink, right? Down to 2. You know, that's the problem. When you got a ton, you're good. Now you have to be lead focused. Okay, so point number 1, you need to be lead focused. It's a mentality. Having lots of leads is because you're lead focused. When you're not focused on growing, you're dying. It's like it's an old business thing. If you're not growing, you're dying. By default, you're dying if you're not actively growing, okay? So you have to be focused on getting more. So it really is like it's a frame of mind. So you have to have the mindset, let's say, of referrals, okay? You have to be networking constantly. That purple is not coming across very good. You have to be networking constantly, okay? So network all the time. Now, what are some of the different ways that you network? Facebook, right? You could be messaging people, okay? I mean, Joe Langley yesterday said I can't remember how many he said, but he said he's got like over 1,000 friends on Facebook. And he said, I got through the A's today. So it took me almost all day.
Now, do you want to like make actual posts?
No, or private messages. Yeah, so you got to PM people. You know, and there's a host of different things you can say. But you can tell somebody that, you know, you're running a company, you're looking for people who are looking for $300-400 a week, or maybe you could say, I'm working with somebody who's running a company. Right? You could say you're running a company, somebody that you work for is running a company, or work with is running a company, look for people part-time and full-time, maybe career change if the money were right. Do you know anyone, referral-minded, mindset, referral-minded, do you know anybody who could use some extra part-time income or a career change? Instead of attacking them, a lot of times I've learned you just get a better response. Right. Now, Mike O'Connell and some of those people, if you listen to some of those tracks from Pruck, there's a lot of actual verbiage on Facebook stuff. We also have in our Fast Start Planner in the back with a script for people to use to write on Facebook, right? So, write in our Fast Start Planner, okay? So, also positivity. People are attracted to positive thinking, positive acting, positive people, okay? I was telling Joe Langley yesterday, I don't really scroll on Facebook. I can't. I just get so upset. I just can't do it. I don't know what it is. It's something about the I don't think it's pride, but I mean, just people are so dim-witted that it's just hard to even read. I mean, just what people say politically and all this sort of stuff. What it is to me that bothers me most is the narcissism. It's to believe that anyone cares what you think about the French climate program, because nobody honestly gives a flying crap what you think about anything. You know, it's just reality. I mean, nobody cares. Like, everybody's like, no, they care. No, they don't. You have so much pride that you are fighting with me over that people care. Did anybody write back and say, you're right, your post changed my thinking? Right. You know, has anybody ever, you know, I love Donald Trump, I love Hillary Clinton. But did anybody write stuff online during that time and then somebody writes them and says, your post just changed my mind?
Never.
Never. That's never happened in the history of zillions of posts. Because nobody gives a shit what you think about anything. Right? Like, really, I mean, it's just, like, how much pride do we have to think that, like, how, like, cool do we think we are that, like, everybody must care what we think? You know what I mean? I just think it's silly. Like, that is just so outrageous to think that other people living their own lives care what you think. When you don't even see them, you don't go to dinner with these people. They're not actual friends. They're friends on Facebook, right? Maybe your actual friends will, but then you'll have what? An intelligent conversation. Like maybe me and Stephanie are sitting down together for dinner at a dinner party at her house. Well, like then we might be able to influence each other a little bit and talk through a talking point. But like because she posts something, like you know, that's how people type when they're angry. Right? Big hands. So. I just tell you that to like, don't write stuff like that. Knock it off. You're a business person. Stop being like an employee. I bitch about my company. I bitch about my job. I bitch about politics. I just bitch. Well, guess what? You're a crap magnet. Nobody wants to be around you. And the only people that will want to be around you and write on your stuff are other crap magnets. Just other crappy people that don't got no money, don't have anybody that wants to follow them, don't have anybody that likes them. Everybody who hangs around, and they do it out of obligation. You know, the only reason they have friends because they work with them, you know, or whatever. It means people don't even have real friends, you know. It sounds rough, but like we know those people, you know. People hang out with them out of obligation. Well, it's family. You gotta, I mean, you know, because families gotta stick together. You know, I'm like, screw that guy. I ain't going to see him. You know, like, he had fun on his own birthday. You know, so network as much as you can, okay? And when you're on Facebook and stuff, write positive stuff. Like, if you're reading a great book and you read something that you really liked, post that sort of thing. You're out for a fun day and you're enjoying the sun, post something like that. I think gratitude is such a great thing to like talk about nowadays because nobody's grateful for anything.
So true.
Like everybody's so like, I love it. Americans all think like they work too much. I work too much. Do you remember 2008 when nobody had a job? You know, like, be grateful you have a job. You know what I mean? Like, wouldn't that suck if you didn't even have what you have? You know what I mean? Like, everybody over here is playing the bitch fest. If you came over here and just started like pouring out gratitude, they look at you like, man, like Stephanie's life is a lot better than mine. I wonder why. And then you gotta also be, you know, you can put them in front of a person like me who then can like say these things. They're maybe a little offended by me, but you know, they're not my personal friends, so it's okay. I can affect them a little bit more than if you say that to them. They're like, that's just not nice, Stephanie. You know, so I can offend people and it doesn't matter to me. So it's my favorite thing. So network through that kind of stuff, and when you're writing those kind of things, people will be attracted to you. Okay, that's how we recruited Alex. So Alex, who's Marcus' team, who's Phil, who I was out with last night. You know, Alex's whole team. Alex making a run for regional leader this month. Alex like watched Lauren on Facebook and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Was bothering her. Lauren was just watching her post and things like that or something like it. Never really about Primerica. I think you had said something to her about that, like, right? Like, you don't really write about what you do. I just see that you travel and have a good life, and that's not what, you know, now you guys are clients, so client first, recruit later, okay? Also, the best kind of recruits, according to Art Williams, like people that are like already clients. They like get what we do, you know? They saw a need, they had value, right? And then they want to come in because their lives were affected by that, you know. Stephanie for Eli's team, sitting down and you're becoming a client, and they were sitting there. And I was like, you got a really good personality. Like this is like really good personality. You should do this. She was like, okay, you know. So it was like it was a little bit longer than that, but basically, I mean, I had to show her what we do, but she was like, what do I got to lose? That was like her actual words. I remember. She's like, what do I got to lose? I'm like, nothing.
But if you remember, that happened the second time around. At the meeting at my house, I wasn't, oh I'm gonna be part America, you know.
Right.
It didn't happen like that.
Right.
We had business to handle, so I came here. And listening to you, it just kind of took me over the edge. It was like, what I got to lose?
Yeah, what do I got to lose? Right. So the first appointment was really client focused, second appointment, and then it was client focused and then spun into recruiting focused, right? So, Ron, you might have to move your glasses so Nick can sit there because we're running out of seats. Thank you, sir. So, so let's talk about how you kind of grow referrals and stuff, okay? So, who in here knows, well, let me back up. How many new people on a list is the average person? You know, if we sit down with somebody to do a fast start planner, how many names do you put down on a list? Try to get them going with.
25.
Top 25. But then you know what we do? Now that's fine. Like maybe on the fast start planner day, you're like 25, 30 or you know, in that zone. But then we don't. It's weird. We stop there. We get those initials with them, but then we stop getting more, and that hurts both of you. Hurts them and you. Okay. So I think you got to stretch that and realize that I could take this a lot further, but I gotta do more. Okay. So it's fine if on the initial fast start you're doing like a top 25. You're finding their easy 3, calling those easy 3, setting up a KT, right away kind of stuff. Make sense? But then, like, how far is the top 25 really gonna get them?
Maybe the district.
Maybe the district.
Maybe.
But after that, they're toast, right? And then you know what happens is they get to district and they go, I don't have anyone to call. Google did a survey one time, I can't remember, it was like 600, 800, 1,000. It was a big number. They said the average person knows on a first name basis. Because like when you think about it, like when I think about like my old job, okay? Now, I've clearly been out of a job a lot longer than any of you guys. So when I look back to my old job, I think about somebody, okay? Let's say I think about this guy, Mike, who worked in receiving, okay? So I knew Mike fairly well. We both worked in receiving in the mornings. So we would, you know, work the same shift, okay? But then Mike and the receiving crew a lot of times would party together on the weekends, that kind of thing. So they were all pretty close friends. So I had hung out with them a few times. But because I knew Mike, I also knew some of Mike's friends and circles. See, your warm market is anyone who knows your name. Like, write that down. Your warm market is anyone who knows your name. It's not like my warm market is only like family or like close personal friends that I could like knock on the door, walk into the house without knocking kind of thing. You know, that's like hot. Those are like the easy 3 to 5, 10, like tight. But your warm market says anybody that you're like, yeah, that's what's her name again? Stephanie. Yeah, I met her over at a party. That's like kind of, it's like an acquaintance market's another word for it, acquaintance market, but like, it's kind of warm. I mean, you could call them, they know you, you know them, it's a lot easier. Like, Jimmy, hey buddy. And I don't know if you remember me, Jimmy, we were at a party one time, I was with Ray, we were at your house, I came with Ray Mendoza, you know Ray, right? Yeah, you had a barbecue and I just came with him. I got a black beard. Do you remember I came by? And he goes, yeah. I remember me. Because we had maybe a little talk that night or something. He's like, yeah, I remember you. Hey, man, I'm glad to talk to you. You know, and then I could go into maybe a little script, talk to him a little bit. That's much easier than, hi, this is Josh from Primerica. How you doing today? Like, they don't know who we are. You know what I mean? That's a cold call, right? He's like, you know, as they hang up the phone sort of thing. So it's important if you got a relationship at all, it can go somewhere. So I mentioned that to you because you guaranteed have left off people off your list that you have a relationship with at all. Meaning at all. Like you could, Jimmy, we met once at your barbecue. He's like, I don't really remember. Right? He's like, I'm sorry, I don't remember you. Hey, no problem, man. I was at your house. That's all you need to know. We met one time. He was like, okay. And there's like something at least. There's kind of like a, you know, not much to go on in that one, but something. It's better than, hi, Nico, I picked up your card. I saw it hanging on the board at Jimmy John's. You know, we both like sandwiches. You know, like, you're trying to find common ground. You know, it's like, that's a cold call. You see what I mean? Like, that is a lot more work, right? And even that's not that bad. I called a couple of realtors this week, set appointments. I just stole cards off things, called them. Yeah, how you doing? You know,
Network.
I got a business. I'm always networking. Like to talk to realtors. Are you looking to sell more houses? Yeah, I've got a lot of clients. They buy houses, they sell houses. We should talk. Okay. Now, you got to be really skilled on the phone, like a beast. But I'm not cold calling. There's no problem. I was like, who's this gal? I don't know. She doesn't look crazy. You know? There was one realtor guy. I left his card. His picture's up at Culver's, and he's got like the chin. His photo's like. I was like, I'm not calling that dude. I was like, you can keep your Butterburgers. But there was the lady. She was pretty good looking, so I took her photo. It's kind of like she didn't look weird or nothing. So everybody could probably come up with 50 names and numbers, right? Fair enough.
Yes.
If it's not warm market, you could cold market. Maybe you could go meet people. You could network. You could go to a networking group. You could go to a meetup. You could go to your church, a charity. You could go help at a volleyball tournament for the disabled children of Cedar Lake or something. I mean, you're like, whatever. I'm sure they. Well,
Don't go there.
If they swam in the water, too much, they're
Don't go
disabled
looking
now.
for that.
But their parents are there. I don't care. You see me This whole thing of I have no one to talk to is nobody but the agent's fault.
Right. Yep.
I'm saying that extreme for a reason. There's no reason for this. It's ridiculous. It's like, how many people need to get out of debt in the United States?
Everybody.
Now, how many people have debt?
Almost everybody.
Like everybody. Like basically 98% of people. I heard a great quote the other day. He was like, in this closing in this book I'm listening to, he's like, hey man, this is over budget. He's like, over budget? He's like, of course you're over budget. He goes, everything's over budget. He goes, there's only two people who don't got to worry about budgets. Broke people who don't own anything or super rich people. He goes, all the rest of us are on a budget, run a budget, and we're almost always over budget. So, let's roll. Sign here. It's over budget. Of course it's over budget. Everything's over budget. You see, we're always running right on the line. You know what I mean? It's like, so what? Sign here, $75 a month. Spots life insurance. Let's do this, right? So it's kind of it's that ADD kicking in. Right, I don't know where it was.
You know a lot of people.
50 names and numbers.
50 names and numbers. So it's kind of a joke when we say we just don't have any leads and we are like, I'm dried up, Josh. I just don't understand how that's possible. Do you not talk to human beings? Do you not have friends? Do you not? Josh, I don't know who to call. Don't you talk to people? Like humans, do you just sit in the backyard and talk to squirrels all day? I don't know, you gotta, it's how's this possible? I don't know how it's about, I literally can't, don't you go to the gas station? You know what I mean? Don't you get food? You're like, yeah, I eat out all the time. Talk to the waiter, talk to the person that seats you, talk to the manager. Hi, excuse me, manager. Your waiter, Nick, was fantastic. I run a business here in Maryville. I'm always networking, looking for people, blah, 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 blah. Are you ever looking for any extra work? Or know anybody? Yes. Manager, server, and the person walking around. I got 3 names and numbers in one store. It's just, when we're not doing that, it's because it's a choice not to win. That's all it is. It's just a choice that I just don't want to make money and I don't want to win. Okay. That's all it is. And then it's because I was telling somebody else, what are they going to say that is going to hurt you? Hi, Mr. 25-year-old. Would you like to make extra part-time income or maybe a career change if the money were right? And you say no. And I just go, okay, nice to meet you.
Bye.
oh my God, the tension in my chest. My left arm's going numb. Like, what are we so nervous? I don't understand if you're like, oh, I'm terrified. What? Hi, do you want to make more money? No. Okay, great. Like, it's not like, what? Like, why is that scary? You know why it's scary? Because we've grown up like this for the last, it's gotten worse because we're so engrossed in our own world that we think everyone on that channel of social media cares who we are, which they actually don't. But then the people that are around you that you're running into because you got your head in your phone are annoyed by you because you're crashing into them. You see what I mean? Like pick your head up. You know, like the lady in New York City, me and Lauren watched. I mean, I almost watched a full-on homicide. I mean, you know, there was going to be blood and guts, and it would have been bad. She almost walked straight off the curb right in front of us. I'm standing at the curb. I'm back like a foot. This lady comes out of my periph. I see a lady blazing a trail right into Times Square, right on the main road. Just like, and she finally, last second, like, did one of these, and a cab literally, like, brushed her. It probably smacked her purse. I mean, it was like, whoa, like, flew by. It was like, lady almost died. You like, pick her head up. You know, like, you're like, come on.
Sell her life insurance.
Yeah, I need life
Yeah, right. I have term now. You know, like, you know.
Man,
You
almost
need
died.
this.
Let me
You
see
need
how I
this.
can help you.
You're gonna die soon. They're gonna have to refute if it's suicide clause or not, you know? So everybody can get to 50 names and numbers though, right?
Yes.
So we'll get to the meat of this here. So if you called 50 people, there's a good chance that, if you called 50 people, you'll be able to see at least like half? Now, if it's like, this is a blend of people you know and people you don't know, and, you know, so maybe cold and warm, and, yeah, right? Let's say you see half, okay? So, you see 25, 18, we're going to go on a 1 in 4 join. 25% of people sign up, okay? 18 don't join. They don't join, okay? If they give you 5 names and numbers, which means you have to be good at referrals, you have to be referral focused, okay? You got 90 names and numbers right there, okay? Now 1 in 4 join, you talk to 25, right? You just got 7 IBAs, you got 7 new people on your team. 7 recruits, because you called 50 people. They're all going to put down at least 50 if you don't mess around. So now we got what? 350. You got 440 names and numbers in 2 weeks or less. If you would just sit down and call 50 people in one day. Like, I don't know if I can do that. Well, it'd only take you like 3 or 4 hours. Like, just sit down and call every single person in your phone and try to get an appointment. Like, half will give you an appointment. You see what I mean? Like, let's say ultimately you see the 25. So let's say you had to call 100. I don't care. You see what I mean? Just get in front of a bunch of people. And these numbers are just numbers to give an example, okay? Your number might be 10. If you saw 12, it would be half this. What if you ended up with 220 referrals in the next 2 weeks? That'd still be exciting, right? It's just overcomplicating our system. You get a lot from those who don't join, because then these names and numbers are going to go what? Onto their teams, but whose names and numbers are these? Yours. You replaced 50 with 90. If you were doing a better job and doing like 7 to 10 names and numbers, you would have doubled or more, right? So those of you guys who watch me do Steam a lot know that I get like 10 names and numbers from everybody I sit down with. So that'd be 180, right? So 440. So now we're starting with 440. So it's kind of like here's phase 1, here's phase 2. Starting with 440. Column C220. Right? 165 don't join. We get 5 names and numbers from each one of those. We got 825 names and numbers just from the people that didn't sign up. 55 IBAs. One's 55 recruits. 50 names and numbers from each one of them. 2,750 names and numbers. You got 3,575 leads on the second wave. You can add that to that. I mean, you're talking 4,000 names and numbers. So when we say like 1,000, it's not even hard. I got to 1,000 names and numbers once in like 2 weeks because I just wanted to see if I could do it.
Right.
But it was like, oh, 1,000. That was easy. And I never went to a networking group. I don't even know what those are like.
Yeah.
I've never been to one, ever. Why would I go to a networking group if I can get referrals from everyone I talk to? I'm like, Mac, hey buddy, hey, I know you weren't interested in working with me. We talked 2 years ago about my business. I know you're making all the money you want to make. I know you're like getting it straight, getting it, making all your goals and dreams come true. It's like working at Menards, you know. I'm like, I know things are really good, man, and you're not looking to make more money, but look, man, I'm building a business. I'm doing something really big. I need 3 people right now. I need 3 to 5 people right now. The most ambitious person you know, money motivated, wants to make more money. They're not making all the money they want to make. They want to make $100,000 a year. They want to change their dang life. Who do you know that's like that? Who? Next. Who do you know is just an animal? They're a psycho to be around. Who do you know is the one-upper? You buy something nice, they go out the next day and buy something nicer. Who do you know that's like that? Who do you know is really competitive? Who do you know is really money motivated? I'll just get some referrals, right? And then he's like, and I'm like, thanks, Mac. See ya. Like, I'll go recruit the people. Half the time you're better off recruiting people's markets without them. Because like the people, when I call them just as a referral, I'm like, hey, come see what I'm doing. They're like open to do that. I call them through Mac and they don't like Mac. So like maybe they don't want to come in. It's just a reality. Happens. See, because referrals, they're all based on the credibility of the referee. And sometimes when the referee's not in the, when you're like, yeah, Mac just got in the business with us, they're like, whatever that guy does, I don't even want to be around whatever that guy's doing. He's always doing scandalous stuff. But if I just say, Mac's a guy I happen to know, he referred me to you, he said, a lot of times it kind of takes a little bit of that edge off. And then they're a little more willing to see him. Okay. It's like that famous story about Mary Hayes, and she recruited a lawyer. Lawyer immediately gets her on a bunch of kitchen tables. She goes on like 20 KTs or some big number with this guy, can't close a thing. And Mary is a closer, okay? Can't close a thing, okay? Guy quits, because of course nothing's happening. Guy quits. She starts getting callbacks from people. Once they found out he quit. Oh, we wanted to buy from you. We just don't like him at all. She went back and closed like 10 sales or some big, she went back and boop, 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 just closed all this business when swept it up after he was gone because nobody liked him. They got the KT because he's a lawyer and he says, I need your help, I'm coming over. So he had enough credibility to get the appointment. He didn't have enough credibility for the clients to want to be clients, right? Feel obligated. You know, they felt obligated to give the appointment until they found out what it was, and they found out, wow, I have to buy from him, so they didn't. So this is what I was talking about, like credibility and what people think and how much we think people like us when probably they don't really like us as much as we think they like us. And it's just that having a little more humility, you know what I mean? Like, everybody loves me. Like, come on, you know? So were you going to say something?
Yeah, and I think I know the answer, but just in case, when we're trying to get referrals from people and you're obviously asking for people who want to make more money, should we also be asking for people who might want to do KTs too? Yeah,
you can do that too on the back. I would say recruit, and then client afterwards, okay. Because recruits always turn into clients. I mean, if you think about the amount of business you would do through this, it'd be immense. You know, but same thing. Okay. Hey, let me tell you a little bit, Mac. You know what I do. You know, who do you know who owns a home? Who do you know who's got some kids? Who do you know who? Now, I wouldn't necessarily say product specific. I just kind of, who knows, who's macho, basically. You just need to know who maybe is more in the macho market. And then I would still call them to basically try to recruit them. Okay. You know, I'd just say, hey, Lauren, I would love to come over and show you why Matt gave me your name and number and what I do. I'd love to just show you and Carl. I wouldn't hit it from a business standpoint. Hey, I'm just networking. I would love to just get with you for maybe a quick 20-30 minutes. Don't want to take up a large percentage of your time. But I could swing by, show you what we're doing, what Mac was so excited about me calling you for, and there might be some things that I do that you may know someone who really needs that, and you'll be doing like a public service. So why don't how's tomorrow or the next day? What's better for you? I literally can get appointments without telling them a single thing about what we do. Because it's their credibility a lot of times. As long as their credibility is pretty solid, they'll give you the appointment. I mean, you read the old Bob Stafford scripts, they're hilarious. It's like, hi, John. Hi, this is Josh Walk. I was told to call you by Ray Mendoza. How are you today? Great. Hey, Ray was really excited about what I helped him out with last week. I was over at his house, and he told me that I needed to spend some personal time with you. What's better, today or tomorrow? I mean, it was like the script. It was like, I'm coming over. You know what I mean? Like, it's basically like, and then, see, it's just close. Remember I talked last week about the percentages of how much time we don't spend closing. We spend all this time talking, presenting. It's just, you should be closing 75% of the time. So Bob Stafford's like, no, just spill out a little bit of information, short presentation, close for the appointment. When they don't want to give you the appointment, overcome objection, close again. Another objection, close again. You just keep closing until enough of their objections or questions are answered that they finally will give you the appointment. Well, then what that does is instead of you talking about everything you think they want to hear, you're instead just saying enough to try to get the appointment, and then by questions, they will tell you what they actually need to hear in order to give you an appointment. What they need to hear to give you an appointment, not what you think they want to hear to give you an appointment. There's a big difference. It's like really big. Because like what this girl wants to hear to give me a KT is totally different than what this girl wants to hear to give me a kitchen table. Totally different. Because of different personality types, all kind of whatever their situations are. Make sense?
I think that never being product specific is really important though. Like never say like, I helped so-and-so with their life insurance. They told me to come see you. Red flag, you're not coming over, not happening.
Right.
Never being product specific. Even about like debt, investments, whatever it is, never being specific about that. Because they'll automatically put up the guards. I don't need help with that. I'm good. Don't come over and see me.
I'm good. I've got a guy.
Yeah.
Whatever the case is,
So would you say like I'm just I help them with their finances or?
Yeah, I helped Colleen with a few things financially, and she just said as a personal favor to her that you need to give me 30 minutes to come by and show you what I was able to help her with.
Right.
Done.
She saw a lot of value in what I do, wants me to share it with you.
Right. So I'm going to finish this last point, and we're going to take a short break. So, look, I just figured this out. It would take 49 days if you were meeting 5 people a day, 7 days a week, to see 245 people, because it's 245 people. Now, that's some straight getting it, right? Who would like to see 5 people a day, 7 days a week for 49 days?
Can I go year round?
Not me. I'd be freaking exhausted.
Right.
I say it because I want you to think this is like the pop machine in my op meeting, right? I just gave you an unlimited amount of money to make, and you're like, yes, I want to go put all the machines out myself. No, let's build a team. All I got to do is get 3 people to do the same thing, and I could cut that time down by 3 times less time. You see what I mean? If 5 a day, what if we all could just pull it off for a week? 5 days a week, 5 times 5 is 25. So we got to see how many people? 245, I said, right? So 25, 50, 75, 100, 125, 150, 175, 200, 225. If you guys just each saw 5 people for the next 5 days, this little group out of all you guys, okay, excluded, this little group right here, just 9 people could see 245 appointments, but you could do it in 5 days. Which means that we could do what? We could do 55 plus 7 is 62 recruits in the next week.
5 days.
In 5 days.
Yeah.
If you just committed to go, I'm gonna I'm gonna get 50 leads. I'm gonna call them today. I'm gonna blow up my book of business. I'm gonna get out there, see as many people as possible. It's just about condensing the time frame, and then not relying on yourself to do it. Because in reality, like, could you do an interview?
Yes.
Can you do an interview? Can you do an interview? Yeah. Hi, this is Primerica. Like, it's not really difficult. I'm going with 1 in 4 here. Okay, basically 1 in 4 is like, yeah, sounds good, man. Let's roll. I mean, they don't even like need clothes too much. You know, there's like that other one that you're gonna maybe do a little more work on and stuff, and you'll get them in certain circumstances. Okay, so I don't know if you could help me out with the camera. So let's think about that, guys, in terms of how you could explode your business if you just simply got out and just